going to be joined by Jed Jackson as well as Alan Shakazine as we get into some reviews and recaps and movies and Oscar stuff very, very soon. What's up, everybody? I am over here chilling. I think I just let Jed in. Hopefully, she can hear me and everything too. Jed, test. Can you hear me?
Do the hump.
What was that?
What? No, we're live? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're live. But what were you saying?
Do the Humpty Hump.
Do the Humpty Hump. Okay, I was like, what the hell? I thought you were just telling me to straight to hump. I'm like, no. Can't do that here. Ryan says, Nick, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see. I fucking hate you. I believe that's a West Side Story reference. I can't tell because I can't remember any of the shit from that movie.
That is not West Side. That's Pinocchio.
Oh, okay. Well, same difference. So we're probably gonna be reviewing that tomorrow. I mean, if we have extra time, we'll probably do the Pinocchio, a true story, today. But we'll have to see. Sponge over there in the chat too. Lacuro saying Oscar who? Yes, Oscar, the Academy Awards 2022. So many things are coming up today that we're gonna have to review a lot of stuff, and then obviously tomorrow is gonna be like the aftermath of everything that had to do with the announcements and the rewards and everything. And then we'll get back into bid bounty and stuff like that by Tuesday. But here's the thing, though. Someone just joined us right now, and that person is a Birdman. What's up there, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man. Haven't talked to you in a couple days. Hopefully everything's cool with you. Hopefully you had fun last night doing whatever. I know you always do stuff on Saturdays. So yeah, man. But yeah, so many reviews today. I remember I told Alan earlier about like how much shit we got going on. He's like, "Goddamn, packed show." Like, yeah.
Yeah, literally a packed show. I literally forgot the Oscars. I literally forgot the Oscars were today.
Yeah, me too.
Every time you come on, I look in your room like something more is added to it.
Yeah, what's it this time? Because I didn't see anything.
It's boxes basically. So I think he added that PlayStation 5 controller.
No, that's always been there.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, is that a dildo right there? I'm just playing. I just made you look.
Or maybe maybe it's the scale on the floor.
Yeah.
The scales move. The scale moves randomly as needed to.
Wait, for real? Does it actually move randomly? Is it like a Roku, like one of those like vacuum cleaner things that moves by itself? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Roomba. You never seen
I know what a Roomba is. I've never seen one attached to a scale.
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not saying it was attached to a scale. I'm just saying like it has a scale. I mean, they may make scales that move by themselves. I don't know. Why have a vacuum cleaner that moves by itself? Like, it's stupid.
I honestly don't see the point of Roombas. Really, like it does its thing, but I'm just like I don't know. It feels still lazy. Like it does. Is it really that like good at cleaning?
I don't know.
No, they're decent. I mean, I've seen people with them. They say they're decent at cleaning. They don't do heavy cleaning, but I mean, it's better than nothing.
Well, yeah, but it's like at that point, like who's too busy to just do a vacuum cleaner? Like I don't understand why.
Let me tell you.
What's that?
If I told you to grab a duster right now and dust between all your shelves, would you want to do it?
Well, no, but that's.
I mean, I probably should.
Yeah. Or would you rather have a robot do it?
I would rather do it because at least I know it gets done properly.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
By the way, like
look, you're right, Jet. Like I get it. Like, look, no one wants to go. Oh boy, I can't wait to clean today. But at least I can say I clean instead of no, the robot took care of it.
Yeah, they're saying Nick is.
I mean, you're always gonna have to like do deep cleaning and everything like that, but just like having something that at least do light cleanup is fine. And dusting is the fucking worst because if you have a lot of knickknacks, you're gonna have to pick every single one of those up and go between every single little nook and cranny, and it's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, but a Roomba's not gonna work on a shelf anyway.
That's why I said a robot. If a robot could do it,
it would depend on how clean it could get it. I'd have to see like 1 or 2 attempts, and then be like, okay, let's say know how clean it's gonna be. Because like Roombas to me always go randomly around the corner, so I was like, okay, cool, we clean 35% of the room in this random Picasso painting.
Yeah, the only thing I'm saying though is like, vacuuming is a completely different cleaning process than something as simple as like dusting the shelves, or something not as simple as dusting the shelves. You gotta move shit off, blah blah blah.
Well,
like
dusting is tedious.
What?
Tedious. Not necessarily hard as tedious.
No, but more so it's just like, like I wouldn't be as worried about a robot moving around on the carpet by itself, whereas, a robot moving my books out of the way and all that shit and dust. That's all I'm saying. That's the only point. Like this got way too long. But Lady Michael says finally emotes now. Yes, that's been there for a while, dude. That's been like 3 months.
Yeah, we've had emotes for a while.
Yeah, I'm just saying you want a robot maid, dude. I want a maid in general. When I get rich, I'm totally paying for someone to just do simple shit for me.
Oh hell no, I'm not doing that, man. That's a waste of money.
Yeah, well, I just want to be in control of somebody. You know what I mean? Like that would be fucking nice. Ryan says, so by that logic, Rosie from the Jetsons is the original Roomba. Possibly. Yeah, I don't know how much that robot did because I gotta tell you, man.
Oh,
all
she
the
did
shit people
everything.
talk about, yeah, well, because everyone that talks about the Jetsons is like, oh, that show's so great, blah blah blah. But I'm like, that character, if it was literally just a maid just going around cleaning shit, I can't believe that show was actually as popular as it was because that sounds very very boring. I mean, they're in space, they're not really doing much. Obviously, they can't have like fight scenes or any kind of like space wars things. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what was up with the Jetsons, people loving it so much, but
It was okay. I like the Flintstones better, but all it was just like it was trying to be Star Trek or Star Wars. It was just, hey, this family's in the future and they're dealing with problems that seem mundane to us, but because it's the future, it's a little bit more going on. Just like the Flintstones, it's like there's no, I mean, there are dinosaurs in the Flintstones, but it's not like Ark. It's just a family in the fucking Stone Age, and they even had a crossover, which is cool.
yeah, Blasian Michael says, "Who is this holding the frog?" That's Roxy. Now,
Who?
granted, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, no, it's kind of ridiculous that we still have that there because she hasn't been here for so long. But if anything it says about us is that we don't forget our friends from the past or whatever. So it's like I still have that window open for her to ever join again. There's a lot of stuff that we could be talking about too. There's lots of horror movies going on, lots of crazy shit going on in the news that she could definitely touch on. But yeah, we thought we'd include her there as well as the. If you look down there in the main logo thing there too, all of us are over there too. The Crow's like, who? Yeah, dude. We got to meet her over there in New York, but yeah, man. What's funny too is like when she was hanging out with us, she probably just looked like a random person and shit too. Holy shit! Thank you so much, Gene.
Oh,
This looks like bad news
Midnight,
for me. Look at Concha's fucking
Black
picture.
Crab.
Yeah. Master 2022, Midnight 2021 Korean, and Black Crab 2022 Swedish. These are some shit. Shit as in garbage or shit as in like, oh, it's fucked up? I'll let you answer that. Blasian Michael says, did Roxy leave the chat check or she just been busy with work? She's busy with work, but I will say, I know Roxy's going to be watching this, and this is just me being completely honest. But it's like, I consider that still leaving. Like, I understand people are busy and shit, but I do shows like in the middle of the day. I was planning on doing something super, super late at night that I'd be down if anyone else was awake to join me. And then we do shows late at night like this, and then she'll be like, hey, we're in Las Vegas, but I'm too busy to do the show. It's like, yeah, I think she did leave, but until I get a final word from her in that sense, I don't consider her gone. As Ryan said, just indefinite hiatus. But this is a case with anybody who's part of our crew. Like, Anthony. I think Anthony, the main host of this, was gone, and then like right away, like in a week, I was like, okay, he's out. But most everybody else, like, we don't like to say goodbye to people, man. Like, that's one thing. Like, even Alan, he was gone for like a year and he came back. It's like, no matter what, dude, we don't let go of each other. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Alan's like, I wish I could let go of you, big head motherfucker. But yeah.
Yeah, you kind of suck sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Only sometimes. She like when Cargill was still in 2010. Yeah, because they never really announced too much like what happened with Cargill at the time. You just kind of, you followed him on social media, you're like, oh, he's gonna do like movies and blah blah blah. And then I guess one time, like a random email and a couple of cold ones, someone's like, hey, where's Cargill? He's like, oh, he's gone, motherfucker. It's like, okay, well, shit.
I wonder what he's up to.
Yeah, no, he's making movies. I mean, I don't know. Does he have anything to do with that new movie, The Black Phone, which is essentially like a Sinister prequel?
I have no idea, honestly. I didn't even know another one was coming out.
Yeah, that's coming out soon. That's gonna be a big.
I mean, I'll never tell this to his face because he gets sensitive like that. I'm not a huge fan of that first Sinister movie. I think it's like all right at best.
LaCroix says, why did Nick ditch the logo background? Did he finally clean his room? So my room is not clean. Like, I don't even consider this clean. What's that?
That's actually pretty clean compared to my bullshit.
Yeah. No. By the way, I'm trying my best not to make fun of you for your background.
Oh, go the fuck ahead,
but
bro.
no, but you keep saying your own shit about your own background. I'm like, man, I'm trying not.
Hey, I'm pulling at you. I'm doing it before anyone else makes fun of me.
Well, you're still late because Jet did it first.
Jet didn't make fun of me. She just asked if I changed anything.
Mike Matei did it first.
God, don't ask her. Jesus. She's been doing this fucking thing. I know she got it from somewhere, but she won't tell me, and it's the stupidest fucking joke ever. Like, Mike Matei did it first. Ryan, you should know. Where's that from, man? If you know, tell me when you get a chance. But yeah, Blasian says
somebody fucking knows that guy. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No,
what
he's
else is
from James Rolfe's Senate Massacre site. Angry Real Nerd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wait, so you
Mike
know
Matei knew who he was first.
Jet. You know what? I can't do the thing I do with Alan when I
you can.
No, okay. Well, at night, you know what I mean. No, I'm joking.
And by the way, I don't know a lot of things, but also when it comes to just dealing with Jet, I just like you just told me don't give Jet anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just completely ignore
She's
that.
just fucking nuts sometimes.
She's crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I love you, Jet, but Jesus Christ.
The absolute madman I am.
Pine Rot
Yeah.
says, "What happened to 9:30?" Um,
Who?
yeah, I don't know.
The
By the
fuck
way,
is?
like that showed up in the chat and then it didn't. Oh, that's from the Double Toasted chat. Sorry. Well, hey, maybe you're
Maybe.
watching us from Double Toasted's Twitch. Cool, but it wasn't gonna be at 6:30 at all, dude. It was gonna be at 5:30. So yeah, but they're gonna be starting anytime now. You know, I'm kind of like just stalling a little bit, you know, to give them some time to start. They will get into our reviews
Yeah.
and everything. But tonight's gonna be a big night for Core. The thing is, though, if you guys are expecting him to do like a watch party with the Oscars, he can't because he'll get in trouble, as it's an ABC. You know,
I
like
remember.
affiliate
Did
thing.
he do that last time though?
Well, on the
Because-
website, on doubletoasted.com, he did that in
Right, I
2019
forgot. Yeah.
because 2020 didn't do it, and neither did he did in 21 because, you know, pandemic stuff. And then I think Corey just kind of forgot, just as you and I did. So, because the only reason
Yeah,
why I
I'm being
remember,
real. Oh, what's up?
no, the only reason why I remember is because Jet brought it up, and then as well as she didn't bring it up for a while because that's why we were doing lots of these reviews. And then Corey had me do a carousel for it, which was a very, very annoying carousel. But that's the only reason why. I mean, for the most part, dude, I don't understand why we're still expecting anything out of the Oscars. We're always mad every fucking time that they go out there and they say like, "Oh, we got like this movie and this one, and here's the nominations." And
I'm
like,
just mad they still exist. And in all honesty, I've always felt like the Oscars is a bunch of white elitist bullshit, and I felt like that way from the very beginning. That's why I've never really given a flying fuck what the Oscars I want to do because the Oscar people that watch not people that watch the Oscars, but the elitists that support the Oscars are the first one to look at comic book movies going, oh, it's just a cash grab. It's just a fucking roller coaster ride. It's just this is just that. Yet there's literally a fucking entire subgenre called Oscar bait movies, which are movies specifically designed to get a golden trophy. Yet comic book movies, because they're going after money and fans, suddenly they're looked down upon. It's like, go fuck yourselves.
yeah, but actually, let's talk about this really quick though. Since
Sure.
we're on the topic and everything, this will be kind of quick. But here's the movies: Drive My
Oh
Car,
yeah,
Nightmare Alley, Don't Look Up, Dune, Belfast, Licorice Pizza, The Power
yeah.
of the
Dune. They gave Dune a nomination for best picture, but they didn't give the director best director.
Dog. That makes fucking perfect sense. West Side Story, King Richard, and Coda. So these are the movies. Chat, sound off over there in the chat box if you guys can. Let us know what you think should be winning Best Picture. But before we talk about what we think should
Mike
win,
Matei won Best Picture first.
that is not
Who?
landing. I don't know what the fuck that means. God damn
Doesn't matter
it.
what it means. It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Oh man, jokes on jokes. No, but what do you guys think is going to win? Like we'll talk about that first as far as predictions, and then we'll talk about what
Mike
we want
Matei
to
did
win.
it first.
All right, Jet. So you go first now. Which movie do you think is going to win Best Picture? Not what you want to win, but what
Okay.
you think is going to win.
Popularity wise, more than likely Dune.
Oh,
Dune or what's all on the list? Let me see. Let me actually make this there. I
my bad.
want to say either. Sorry. Maybe King Richard,
Mm-hmm.
or I can tell you what I don't see winning.
What?
Don't Look Up.
yeah, I'm with that one. Holy shit.
So
I
Dune, King Richard, and Power of Dog. I see those three probably in the top three.
How about you, Alan? What do you see winning? What do you predict? Will win?
Oh, I'll even put money down on this. Nightmare Alley's winning this.
So here's the thing. It didn't win or it didn't make a lot of money, and it was a movie that I think a lot of people didn't see because it came out the worst possible fucking time.
Probably.
So I mean, honestly, like if it came out during like when Scream came out or something like that, or not Scream, I think that's the one that fucked it up out of the box office. But if it came out during a week that like it was actually able to get a lot more audiences in, I feel like Nightmare Alley would definitely have won because I just watched it literally right now, and we'll get into that later on. But it's like that's a deserving fucking movie to win.
I won. To me, it's because it hits everything. It hits a lot of the things that Oscars like. It's a period piece, and you know they love to suck the period piece's dick all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro, which they love this guy, they gave it to him for the last time he did a period piece. It's about entertainment and all that, all this typical bullshit that the Oscars love anyway. It's about the human spirit or whatever the fuck, like whatever the fuck the movie is actually being about. Like, there's enough on there that ticks it off where it's like, I think for me, like I don't see anything on this list even come close. Maybe Coda, because when I don't know anything about it, and it also seems weird enough that's going to go, and maybe Power of the Dog, because again, it's also a period piece.
And Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch as well. But honestly, like to me, like I'd be surprised if anything but Nightmare Alley wins. Trust me, I want Dune to win. Nobody wants Dune to win more than me, except for me, Del Villeneuve. But it's not fucking winning. It's too highbrow. It's too like action, explosions.
Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna fucking deal with your bullshit today, Nick. It's too like explosions and sci-fi bullshit like that for it to even get close. The fact that it got nominated, I'm extremely fucking surprised. There's no way it's gonna fucking win. It'll clean up the technical awards and special effects awards, sure. But Best Picture, I don't fucking see it happening.
Tomorrow afternoon, I'll be doing a post show, hopefully. Even if it's not, like, rated by Chris Herman and stuff, I'm going to do a post show no matter what.
Sure.
And I'm going to talk about the movies that I fucking hated that were on this Best Picture thing. And I am going to talk about Dune a lot. So, and that's going to be without me and Alan. Alan will be doing the pre-show tomorrow, not the post show.
I'll just yell at you, just pre.
Yeah,
we'll do the pre-yelling.
Because, like, one of those things, I'm going to play this clip back. And it's like, the highbrow fucking, I can't believe that shit. So we'll talk about that.
It literally is there.
Yeah, no. But anyways, moving on. Now, this is what I predict, and I've seen all these except for Drive My Car. I think, honestly, and it grosses me out and it hurts right here, Licorice Pizza, I feel like is going to win. And I fucking despise this fucking movie. Like, I hate the fuck out of this film. If not that, I can see West Side Story winning, because I gotta be honest, and we'll get into this review later on too, but it's a very beautiful looking film, and there is a couple of standout performances that are very, very good. And Steven Spielberg, man, like, we don't know how many years this guy has left in the industry as well as on this earth. Not to bring, I don't want to bring some like depressive shit in there, but like, we don't really know how much we got out of Steven Spielberg, but he was really hands-on with this. And also, the Oscars isn't stupid. Yeah. And they got marketing people behind them and everything too, and they need to know they got to be a crowd-pleasing affair, because if they're not a crowd-pleasing affair, then people can have more reasons to stop watching Oscars. They had some of the worst television views in the last 3 years. I mean, it's gotten worse and worse by year. So they need to bring something back. You need to bring people back, and I feel like picking a movie that has legitimate Puerto Ricans in their movie is going to sell people on that. And, I mean, musicals are kind of like the whole hype from last year. Tick, Tick, Boom, In the Heights.
Do musicals win, like, Best Picture often?
I don't think so. I think back in the day they did, absolutely.
Probably. There's a lot more. Really. No, like I do, like the Oscars know that they have to try, but the problem is they're really bad at it. They're like a 75-year-old man trying to appeal to the kids. So they don't really know what they're doing. They just know they kind of have to. That's why they've been basically falling on their face every time they try to do anything slightly different. Like, remember when Black Panther was being nominated and they did the People's Choice Awards or whatever the fuck they ended up doing, most popular movie, whatever the fuck it. That lasted about 4 seconds before all the elitists said, no, fuck you. We're not going to add extra awards. Or when they just straight up changed awards to give Parasite more fucking nominations. It's like, they know they have to change, but they have no idea how to change because they want to stick to this like old white elitist bullshit. As far as like what that means as far as winners, the winners have always been political. No one tell me here that 95% of the winners aren't some way, shape, or form political. Like, that's what happens all the fucking time. It's just sometimes it happens to skew towards not white bullshit, other times it doesn't. But West Side Story, I mean, honestly, maybe, but I don't think really people talk about Steven Spielberg that much in the last decade.
So I'll touch on that all later, but I want to get my third one out too.
Sure.
And that one is Don't Look Up. So after Beasts and No Nations, and I forgot if they won or didn't win, but I know it was a big talking point, and I remember people being somewhat mad. And ever since then, they've kind of been pushing Netflix stuff out there, especially like the Roma. I think it came out. Roma came out like in 2019 or 2020. But they're kind of pushing that stuff too. And I feel like it wasn't just a black and whiteness of it. It was also because it was a Netflix movie. Now, I will say Don't Look Up is something that it will be a crowd pleaser if this actually wins something, because of the fact that lots of people love this, and it's a comedy, which is different. And then also it's about the end of the world, and it's about, current pandemic stuff too. That speech will be a big thing. People are going to be like, oh, you should learn from this, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like this will be good for Netflix. And people know that the money is not going to Netflix and going to streaming services. And also they're going to want to have lots of ads that's pushing all these streaming services now, because the world of theatrics are going to the theaters and going to TV. That shit's gone, man. Like, it's streaming right now. So that would help out a lot.
I know that, like, because if in 2020, or at least like last year, even the year before, maybe at the height of the pandemic when theaters were straight up closed, but now it's like, hey, with all the No Way Home and Batman and all the movies that are making almost $1 billion in theaters now, theaters are kind of back. So it's like they're probably going to go back to the we fucking hate Netflix, because I know Beast of No Nation people wanted to win. I don't know if it won awards. I don't know if it necessarily won Best Picture or if he was even nominated. But I know the Academy hates streaming services, so I would be high. Again, I trust me. I like Don't Look Up. That movie's fantastic. Would I want it to win? Sure. I think it's a really interesting fucking movie that can be talked about for decades. But do I think it's gonna win? Fuck no.
So Soraya in the chat says, I just finished Power of the Dog. It was man, don't get me wrong, the acting is good and I like the directing style, but the movie did not do it for me. I'm in the same boat. The beginning of the movie, I was really, really irritated. I was getting like ready to just turn it the fuck off, and I was irritated as shit. But towards the end of the movie, like they really did some things I was kind of surprised by, and it kept me wondering. Like one of the things I really like about the directing style, no, it's not a directing thing, it's a writing thing.
Sure.
People say directing all the time because it's easy to say, but like no, very very important whose job is what. And I think the writing style is what kept me in because I was always like unpredictable. Like I thought it was unpredictable. I was like, oh, it's gonna do this. Nope, it's gonna do this. Nope, it's gonna do this. And I love it when I'm wrong about a movie because that just means that it's not going by the tropes or like the rules of how to make a movie. And Jed, I know you watch this with me. I forgot what you said about this particular thing, and Corey's calling me, so you can answer this while I'm doing that. But did you feel like Power of the Dog was unpredictable at all? Let me know what you think as I be right back.
He's calling you. I didn't hear the.
I mean, actually, kind of, because I honestly didn't know where the fuck they were going with that movie. Like the first hour of that movie, that was in pain. I couldn't stand it. I thought it was so painfully slow, and I didn't know what the fuck they were actually like going towards or whatever. But the second half really picked up. There's a certain point I kind of felt like, okay, some like this might happen, but it's still like for most people it's going to be pretty unpredictable.
Yeah, no, because I keep using that in the movie Dog that came out around the same time with Channing Tatum. I'm like, are these two different movies, the same movies? But apparently, yeah, they're two completely fucking different movies. But I don't know. I haven't really heard much people talking about Power of the Dog. Like it that could also again. What's up?
Most people don't talk about it. Like Oscar movies like crazy anyway.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and I think that's also one of the big problems. Like people just don't give a fuck. Like they'll watch it on stream. They'll watch it on streaming services. That's why it's weird. As much as the Oscars hate streaming services, that would save a lot of their movies, and in fact allow a lot of their movies to really get more viewers or get people to actually talk about them. Everyone's like, oh, it sucks that we can't get movies like back in the day. It's like you can. They're just not going to be in theaters anymore because theater people want a theater experience. Big budget explosions, yada yada.
But you best believe I'm not driving all the way to the fucking movie theater to watch Licorice Pizza.
And
I almost did that too, like a fucking dumbass.
What was that movie? The one I always go to, Mule, I think it was, with Clint Eastwood. I'm like, I enjoyed the movie. It was not bad. I would have just enjoyed it just as much at home. It probably would have. I mean, I think it did well because his movies always do well. But like, it would have done way better on a streaming service because it would have been just accessible to people in their homes. Like, if the Oscars embrace streaming services more, they might actually have a lot more relevance. But they're so busy fighting the new tide that it's a matter of time before they just give up or die.
So we'll do this very, very quickly. This is a topic that Gene sent us to. I'm really curious about what Jed thinks about this. But Rachel Zegler, West Side Story's actress, and she plays Maria, by the way. She's one of the main characters in the movie.
Sure.
But apparently, I guess she didn't get an invitation at first, but there was an outcry, and she's been given an invitation to join the Oscars. Here's the thing, though, man. Like, I think she's a great actress.
How do you not give someone who was in the movie an Oscar invitation?
That's what's weird. But also, it's like I don't know how the Oscars works and who is invited or not. Like,
yeah, same.
Is it whatever? I don't know. But like, I will say, like, when it comes to her, as far as like getting an award or everything, she was, and we'll get into the review literally right after this.
Oh shit, Vanny just came in with 16 people.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. How's it going?
Yeah, thank you so much, man. What game are you playing, by the way? I know we're gonna give you a shout out right now too, so I guess Ryan can answer that for me. But yeah, man, if you want to, go ahead and shoot the show with us. Tell us what you were doing. Viper Fucks, sup, bitches? Hey there, how you doing? Hopefully you're watching the Oscars tonight. And honestly, I don't even think she probably is, because yeah, no one gives a shit about the Oscars nowadays. Thunderly Graves, hey there, dude. I like those emojis, by the way. Hola at you boys. Hey there, hola to you too. I don't know why I said hola at first. I'm Mexican. I should know better. So the thing is, what we're talking about is this big, not really a controversy, but essentially, Rachel Zegler, who plays Maria, is actually invited to the Oscars after an outcry. Now, the thing is, though, man, is I think that she's one of the reasons why this movie, because I think she's beautiful. I think she's great at singing. I think she had an okay performance. But it's like there were so many other characters that did so much more than her. And we'll get into the review, like a recap of the movie, literally right now after this. But Jed, what do you feel about that, though? I mean, do you feel like people didn't do you think she's getting enough love too? By the way, because the fact that she didn't get an invitation right away is kind of insane to me.
Honestly, I really don't know how Oscar invitations work. I thought everyone who was basically leading the Oscar, like Best Pictures, were supposed to be invited, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just people who are nominated. Who knows?
Yeah, because and you know when we do recaps, they're pretty quick. So I'm just gonna talk about this really quick too. In 2021, West Side Story came out, and I don't like musicals. I mean that's a big thing I want to say on here. It is a big reason why my review is gonna be what it's going to be. I fucking despise musicals. They drive me fucking nuts. Anytime something serious or interesting that happens in a movie and is ruined by a musical or a scene or a dance, whatever, it just completely just takes out all the juice from the scene and just drives me nuts and takes me out of the movie. And I cannot get over that. It's a mental thing with me. I cannot get into the zone, to the rhythm of a musical movie. It just doesn't work for me. Now, we watched the 1960 or 1959 or 1969 version, the original, and I wasn't bothered by the no Puerto Rican thing. I'm going to be honest. Like, I know people were talking shit about the movie a lot for the past few decades, but for me, it's just a very old movie, and I don't know what the reason why they didn't use Puerto Ricans in there. But you know, like I thought the movie was okay. There's a lot of issues I have with the movie. I feel like the sets are really shitty, but it's an old movie, so you got to consider all that stuff. And yeah, I wasn't digging it, but at the same time, there's all these other musicals I watched that are old and new, and West Side Story is better than like half of them. My three favorite movies that are musicals: number one, Greatest Showman; number two, Rent, I guess.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I know Rent's bad, but like I remember the songs. Isn't that the
No,
whole
you
point?
don't. No, no, you don't.
I
Listen,
tonight.
I'll
what are the
fuck
other,
you up,
what are the other
bro.
lyrics? What are some more lyrics to that song right now?
No, I don't know. But I don't
That's
remember
what I
anything from
thought.
Grease. I don't remember shit from Grease. I don't remember shit from fucking any other musical.
Wait, but like, don't did it like? Remember it versus like, but
Sorry, the way you said it. It was like,
fuck you. No, fuck you. No, eat your own shit.
No, but what were you saying, no?
No. It's over. The moment's over. You motherfucker.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. You stumbled out of the pool there. I'm sorry. Vanishers, thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate that very, very much. You know, over there gifting people and whatnot too. Blasian says, thank you, Jeff, for calling out Nick. What'd she call me out on? Oh, I guess like the whole not remembering
That's my
songs.
job. You're sitting here saying like, man, I love Ren. Like, I remember all the songs. Then I'm just like,
No.
okay, name a couple more lyrics besides "Ow Tonight" from that fucking song right now.
No, I don't. I don't remember. But I remember scenes. I remember them throwing shit at the crazy bitch that was on the stage. I remember the strip club scene with it wasn't a
You
strip
could
club.
do this. You could do that with most of the fucking like most movies. You can remember scenes. Why is Rent your favorite musical though?
I didn't say that. I said.
Well, one of
Greatest
your
Showman.
favorites. Well, one of your favorites. You said top three. Why is it?
Yeah, you
Why is
made
it?
that number two.
Because it was fun watching it. I was laughing. It was ironically bad, but
You
then
were
unironically.
laughing because all of us were in pain watching it.
Well, I'll give you some more reasons. You know, like it was ironically bad, and then it was ironically funny and entertaining to watch. But then unironically, I think it was shot better than a lot of stuff because I can actually relate somewhat to being poor and the fact that it's like when I watch something like In the Heights and they're poor, they're dancing, swinging clothes around, jumping on cars, doing all this crazy shit. It's like that. I'm never that happy. In fucking Rent, it's like there's gay people that feel like they've been bullied a lot. They've been going through all this shit. There's a lot of story going on there. I don't know. Like I just it wasn't that hard to get through. And I've seen clips like on TV. Like I'll sit out TV and I'm making something to eat and it's just on and I'm like, I'll stay here for a second.
That was one of the most painful musicals I've ever sat through. And I sat through not as many as you have, but I've sat through enough of them where I'm like, I literally tried to leave the movie 4 fucking times because of how just much I hated everything from the acting to the musical to some of the sets were garbage.
Yeah. Oh, and my third favorite music, but that's for one.
See,
I don't consider that a musical.
now you're trying to make me mad.
No, because I understand there's issues with music because it makes fun of. I mean, it's essentially. I'm not trying to be an asshole or a virtue signaler, but like music is making fun of like mentally handicapped people. So like that. Fuck that movie for that. Fuck that movie for that. But
So why is it number 3?
But we're talking about musicals, and that has very little musical parts. And when they are done, they make sense because it's happening in the mentally challenged girls' heads, and the music is good. You cannot tell me that you weren't bopping your head to some of those songs. That soundtrack is the shit.
The song sounded nice, but in relevance to the fucking movie, they don't do shit.
I know, but it's a musical. Can we not say we don't like the music? I would listen to musical sound, or I would listen to music.
I would still critique musicals for like their music as well. And while music had good music, it literally added nothing to what was going on. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
do we count animated movies as musicals?
Who knows? It's just like anime.
I
It's
would.
like fucking.
There's some I would.
Yeah, don't want to be in it. That's good. Another great says, I'm so glad I didn't watch musicals besides something like Tick Tick Boom. Tick Tick Boom is actually really good too, and it's a guy who did Rent.
Yeah, that's why I'm never gonna watch it. Look, hey, Andrew Garfield, man, I'm glad you still making movies, man, and you do what you gotta do. Hope you get a couple of Oscars. I'm never fucking watching that movie.
Yeah.
Gene just like Rent did it first. Mike Matei did it first.
Oh Jesus Christ. And then Blazion earlier asked, "So you have a crush on Mike Matei?" She probably does. Why you keep bringing up Mike Matei? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, but that
sure is a real person.
I'm sorry, but that phrase was just very funny to me the first time I heard it.
And what about the 70th?
Yeah. God,
I mean, it's still funny.
I have nothing against it, mostly because it makes Nick bad, and that's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost like I'm getting bullied. No.
How does it feel?
It feels like I'm a man, so it's okay, and I can recover. So the thing is, what you call it? No, but like in my third favorite, yeah, I would say Stomp is up there. So like music, Stomp.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Stomp's a piece of shit.
What the fuck?
That's what I know. That's some bullshit. That's
Stomp is amazing.
No, Stomp is some garbage. Literally, because they're fucking banging out trash cans and shit.
You don't find that musically like talented?
No.
The fact that they can get any item and make a song out of it? Like
I don't give a shit. I legitimately do not give a shit.
That was the only time I cared at school. Like we went to a thing and saw it together as like a class, and that was like one of my fucking favorite things.
Yeah, and I fucking saw that shit too, and I was like, "Can I fucking leave?" Oh my god, it was so just it. Like sometimes it had rhythm, other times the movie told me they had rhythm. Either way, it just continued my hatred of fucking musicals.
Oh, two more I want to bring up. Sorry, now I'm going on a big rant, but two more I want to bring up. Nightmare Before Christmas. Fucking amazing. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. The songs are actually good. I actually remember the songs. Like, fucking amazing. And I just fucking left. Oh, Break Into Electric Boogaloo. Dude, there's a scene. And yeah, dude, there's a scene that I forgot his name.
I've never seen that.
It's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. And it's very much like West Side Story because lots of gang stuff going on. And a little bit of like some weird gay undertones. But fuck cats. Oh, fuck
I'm about to say, if anyone has cats on their list, I'm defriending you.
Like, Reese says, wait a second, dude, you got a new shirt. Proud of you, asshole. Oh, thank you very much, jerkface. The thing is, though, is like, yeah, I've had this new shirt. It's already old now because it's been a week. But anyways,
it's still new.
The thing is, though, is the last one that I want to like the whole Breaking 2 thing. One of the main things I want to bring up about it is that not only is it really, really good, but like they do some really interesting, like almost science fiction stuff with it. There's a character, I forgot his fucking name, but they use the exact same room from A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first movie where she gets killed and she's like on the roof and blah blah blah. They use the exact same room and they turn it and he's literally breakdancing and shit like on the top of the fucking roof and he goes in a circle. He climbs it while dancing. It's like that's what musical should be. Cool, interesting shit like that where they can change like it's a whole like magic fucking thing. We're in the Heights. There's no magic, but then like there's a part where they're dancing on the side of a fucking building and then they're upside down and it's like what the fuck is going on? Like ooh, like I hate shit that just completely slaps you in the face with craziness. While Breaking 2, it's like, let's get crazy. Like, you know, we let you know what kind of movie we're having.
You just nailed my biggest problem with musicals. The fact that we decide to create a pocket universe to just dance and everyone's dancing, and then we just go back to either do people know we're dancing? Does everyone in the universe just start dancing for 5 fucking minutes? Then we just kind of go into it. Half the time it doesn't really even matter to what's going on to the actual story. You just need to get the premise that's going on, and I can't really tell, especially with Rent. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on half the goddamn fucking time, because they just have this one decent fucking idea what's going on in the scene, and they just stretch it out for 5 fucking minutes. It's ridiculous.
Sheen in the chat. I'm
What?
sorry, I almost choked.
What the fuck he say?
He says Breaking 2 did it first, y'all. What the fuck did you start, Jet? Like, god damn it.
No idea.
I actually think Breaking 2 did a lot of things first, by the way, but obviously not the first musical. And then ones I hate, by the way, Grease. I cannot fucking stand Grease. I think that's
Never seen it.
I think that's number one, like my worst hated fucking musical.
Can someone please pay to have Alan watch Grease?
No, I've went my whole life avoiding this. Stop making me watch bullshit musicals.
see now you watched Teen Titans Go to the movies and you enjoyed it.
I didn't want to.
And you enjoyed it. So
No, I didn't. No, you go back to that fucking review. I didn't enjoy a goddamn thing for that movie.
Hey,
so anyway, you enjoyed it.
No, I didn't.
Really
Don't
quick.
lie to the people.
So I think Jayberg might be able to call me on something really quick. I'm gonna give you this because you're a new viewer as well as I don't mind when I get told that I'm full of shit. So I like to get the opportunity to do so. If I remember correctly, and keep in mind I watched this when I was a kid, but I remember Breaking 2, Breaking 1, everything's kind of real. Like they dance and things get a little ridiculous, but it stays dance. There's no magic shit. But in the second one, they allude to magic pretty early on, and they keep bringing up like the magic of dance. So the whole movie is essentially like it allows you to get ridiculous. It's not like having you on a surface level boring ass movie and then they just do space shit. Like Grease, what I did like about Grease is that the whole movie is very surface level, it's very chill. And granted, they dance and do music stuff like during like an argument or they're eating lunch or something. But then at the end of it, he drives his fucking car into space, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, did I spoil that for Alan?
I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
Because to me, like my issue with musicals is they always have the magical, fantastical elements. That's fine. But the problem is they feel so pocketed that it feels like it doesn't matter to the rest of the world that's going on. And whatever, it's the end of the fucking movie. We go off to the credits. Who gives a fucking shit? But when it comes to something like Rent, where people are dying in your musical during a song, and you use song to bring them back to life, okay, I'm fucking out. I can only take so much. We're just creating this bullshit just to have people sing. But when people are literally dying on screen, like imagine fucking watching like fucking Jason X, but it's a musical. It's like what crack addict thought this was a good idea?
Me and Jay Bird found a middle ground there, so thank you very much. But still, if you think I'm full of shit, though, always call me out if you want to. But if you call me out just for the sake of doing it, then
it's the tagline of the show.
Yeah, essentially. Well, chat tag, yeah, attack us, attack the chat. But no, man. So to go back to West Side Story, I want to touch on something that you just said actually, about people dying and essentially them dancing and having any reason to dance. Now, I would use that against this movie. And by the way, when I was watching it, I think I was getting on Jet's nerves because I did use it against the movie. I was like, oh, fucking bullshit. I was screaming through it the whole fucking movie because I can't stand.
And I was getting annoyed too. Just like it's like that one TikTok with the one dude who's complaining about Chicago pizza. Just like there's no cheese. It's under the sauce. There's no cheese on it. It's under the sauce.
Under the sauce.
How's this pizza if there's no cheese? It's under the sauce. It's like they're singing. It's a musical. Why are they starting to sing? It's a musical.
Yeah.
You're singing again. It's a musical.
I'm sorry, but it was driving me fucking
nuts.
So
did you keep saying it, or did you just record yourself and just press the button?
No, I kept saying it because when I'm really mad about something, and I was mad about something before the movie, by the way, too. I was like irritated just with life, and I'm watching a movie, and I'm trying to get lost in it, and I feel like I did get lost in it to the point where there's like a couple scenes where I'm like, ooh, like that got me like. Because the acting is fucking great. This girl that Gene brought up earlier, Rachel Zegler, she's a pretty good actress. And I said something earlier, I was talking really fast, and I said that she's a great singer. I take that back. I don't think that. So, yeah, my bad. I fucked up earlier, I misspoke. But she's a great actress. And the guy playing Tony, he is a great actor. There's a point where he reacts to someone's death, and the way he cried was like, it fucking got me, and I actually was happy that a person would die. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like, I hate all these people, I hope they're all fucking dead. But he made me care, because his acting was so fucking good. I'm like, that's how you do fucking acting. So, for those reasons, I'm like, yeah, this movie actually is a little bit better than the old one from back in the day, but it's like, to Alan's point, when he said, like, when someone dies or something really horrible happens and you guys dance, that's fucking ridiculous, and it's bullshit, and I'm sorry, but, like, I'm going to take away half of the points I would like to take away from this movie because of that, because there's a couple of deaths and a couple of like really serious situations that happen here. And these characters who just went through something, they're like crying like, oh God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The person's dead. And I can't believe. I'm like, you fucking motherfucker. Like, I just went through this thing where I'm like, I'm feeling emotional. And you sing so fucking loud in my fucking ears.
And it's always upbeat too. It's never like someone like trying to play some Evanescence or something in the background, or like somber at a funeral. Like that makes kind of sense. They play sad music at funerals, but it's always the motherfuckers down on the ground. Let me just fucking start singing like fucking Emperor's New Groove music.
Dude, yeah, like it has to be like. And I'm so sad he's dead. It really fucking sucks.
Like, Let It Burn by Usher.
Don't you two get upset and just listen to sad music, then just repeat the lyrics to yourself sometimes? Because I'm pretty sure both of you do that.
Yeah, I do that. But that's different.
Yeah, so that's what I thought.
But we're not making musicals here. Stabs. That would be fucking terrible. But like, yeah, like, Jen, look, I would do that. Yes, if I'm sad, I'll listen to fucking Michael Myers music, or not Michael Myers music. Like Stained or something.
What kind of sad are you?
I know, like fucking Michael just like, I'm sad right now. No, But what I'll do,
he just zooms into the mask as a single tear goes down.
yeah. Yeah, dude. But no, but like with this movie, like I don't want to spoil things, even though you guys probably already know. They do a couple of twists. So like, if you guys have seen the original, you still have a reason to watch this movie. And that's a big reason why I gotta give this movie points, because this is once again how you do a remake. You can actually change shit and still do things just like the original. This movie is actually worth watching for if you like the musical or like West Side Story. But anyways, the biggest thing about this though is like that scene with the crying. It'd be different if someone like would sit down and be like, it's been a while since I had, like some fucking like sad Stain song because someone just died. That's okay for a musical. And they have a song in here that's sad like that. There's an old lady who sings, and it's a beautiful song, and it fits the scene. I was sick of it. I wanted to
that song was actually in the original, but it's sung like it was actually sung by the two leads, but they changed it to having that one woman singing instead.
Yeah, but there's a part that made me like laugh. I literally muted myself because I'm already hating this and I'm getting on Jet's nerves, so I had to mute myself. But there's a really big death scene here, and one person's mad to the other person because they just lost somebody, it's their fault, and they're like slamming each other on the wall like, why'd you get him killed? Why'd you get me killed? Why'd you get him killed? Why'd you get him killed? And it's like they're yelling, and it's like this is fucking like this is like an SNL skit. Like this is hilarious. And I was about to cry 10 minutes ago. Who the fuck made this? Oh, Steven Spielberg? One of the biggest, like, this is going to get an award. We're watching this because of Best Picture. This is the shit you allow in Best Picture. I was already irritated with Dune. I was so fucking mad with Dune.
Yeah, it should get Best Picture.
Yeah, I'll kill you.
Someone please pay us to watch High School Musical.
No!
Oh my
no,
fucking god, no,
that.
don't.
Push it to the limit.
Oh, I'll kill you, Jet. I'll kill you, Jet. There are two things. There are two kinds of movies I hate more than anything: high school movies and musicals.
Oh my god, dude. Oh.
All of this together.
Even fucking Viper Fucks in chat still mad at Dune. Yes, it sucks.
I kind of want Dune to win for two reasons. One, I legitimately like the movie, and two, Nick would just fire me from the chat attack.
I would be so like, honestly. I've watched so much movies for this Oscars. If Dune wins, I give up. Like,
you should have been given up. Why do you think there's any integrity to the Oscars?
Because the last time I wanted to give up was Shape of Water. I'm sorry, Jet, but what the fuck? The fucking bullshit.
That movie sucks ass.
I'm sorry, you guys don't want to fuck a fucking goddamn like fish creature, but I'm sorry. Like you guys don't speak for the rest of us.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, so I'm thinking about this movie, West Side Story, and I will say one of the reasons I like this more so than like, and I don't like it more so, but it's like I would appreciate if this won more so than like a Belfast or Nightmare Alley or something like that, is because of the fact that like, yeah, those movies like snuck their way into the Oscars, where there's the characters who are really in love with TV. That's in Belfast. They're watching movies, they're in love with television, Hollywood, etc. And then like you look at fucking some of the other stuff, like Nightmare Alley is about carnival stuff, like carnival vibes, carny shit, whatever. And it's like when you do shit like that and you're trying to like suck the dick of fucking the Oscars, it gets on my fucking nerves. Whereas West Side Story, I don't feel like it was really kissing any ass. I think that this movie was legitimately its own thing, especially with the addition of real Puerto Ricans. And like, I mean, they even had blood in this. I mean, this movie's PG-13, and they have like a sex scene that's not, it's not rated R type shit, but it's a pretty innocent sex scene. There's lots of arguments, and I think they take shit a couple of times. There's blood. There's a thing where some guy gets like a thing in his ear and there's blood squirting out and shit. And it's a musical, and it's like, dude, like, I gotta appreciate that you guys push the envelope as much as you possibly can with this movie when you didn't need to. This movie could have been so fucking lazy and could have just shit the bed like it on purpose and still would have got all the praise in the world. And this is a musical that's actually fucking trying. I know this sounds like I'm bullshitting, Jet, because I complained constantly last night, but if I take my I hate musical shit out of my head and I was just a musical fan, this is actually pretty fucking amazing. Like, as far as, like, actually being a remake that people were probably ready to pick at this. They're like, oh, like, racist-ass West Side Story, like, you're going to do the Puerto Ricans right this time, you fucking cunt? Like, the whole thing. And no, like, it was pretty cool, and the sets were actually nice this time. They didn't like skimp out on paying for like a good looking movie. They danced in lots of realistic sets, and there's cars moving around, there's people walking around, there's these big ensemble fucking like dance scenes or whatever. But I talked a lot about this, Jed. What did you feel about this in comparison to the original?
Oh, I thought it was better than the original.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we agree on that, because I felt like I would like this more just because I don't like musicals, and maybe I just like modernization or something that just looks better. But that's cool. Like, why do you think that? Why do you think this one's better?
Oh, just the added on scenes and everything. Honestly, I also think the singing was also done better. And then also, like, this is an obvious one, not having the white cast play the Puerto Ricans. It's obviously gonna get points for me.
Yeah, what'd you think about like, the alignment? And I say alignment because I'm a wrestling fan, like heel, face, whatever. But like, I feel like everybody was very surface level. Like there was no clear bad guy or good guy, which was the same case in the original. But here, I even think it's more so. Like, you might technically have more reason to hate the Puerto Rican characters, even though they're the protagonists in this, essentially. But I like the way they did that. Like, no one looks that clear cut bad guy, right? I mean, what'd you feel about that? Do you agree with that, Earl?
Well, to be honest, the Jets did come off as the bad guys here.
Which is common, people who are named Jet typically suck. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
See, that's why me and you can't be friends. I have to beat your ass.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the
Bitch.
I'll say dance numbers. That makes sense. Yeah, dance number.
Dance numbers is a thing.
Yeah. Okay. It feels weird saying that because I believe me, outside of this show, I've never said dance number ever because I want to talk about the shit. But as far as dance numbers, what'd you feel about all the songs and the remakes of them and everything too? Did they feel like as good as the original?
I would say some of them were done better in the new one, or at least on par. Like most of the songs were on par, while some of them I feel were better. Although one in particular, I was kind of like, oh, okay, maybe the one you were talking about earlier, the one where the old lady's singing.
Oh, I like that one.
I did too, but it's just like originally that song was sung by the two main leads and not that person. I'm just like, should it have been sung by her? I mean, it was really good, but it's just like I felt it probably would have been better to have those two sing. But I guess they already have a bunch of songs together, so having her sing at least one would be fine.
Yeah. Acting wise, that'll be the last thing we talked about before we move on to the next movie. But acting wise, what you feel about more so? I mean, we can talk about everybody. I want you to talk about everybody, but the main thing, Tony fucking just whooped ass. The main white guy, I think he was fucking incredible, especially towards the end. Amazing. What'd you feel about him?
No, everyone in this movie was good, but I will say, out of everyone, Anita was the best.
She was the wife of or girlfriend of Bernardo, right?
Yeah, of Bernardo.
Yeah. She was fine here. Okay, so I said I probably wasn't gonna say this on the show, but
Well, to be fair, I liked her in the original too, but here I felt her character was a lot better.
I had to say something that might be. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but like I get really really mad when I can't understand what people are saying, bro. Like, and I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite because I feel this so much that I actually did a little bit of research for this. I went back because I have a bunch of movies DVR'd on my TV, my direct TV. And one of the things that DVR recently, I don't know why I did because I have it already, but Training Day was on there. And I wanted to bring up something, and I had to take back about what I was going to say a little bit, and I'll tell you guys why. But, so, me and you talk about this all the time. Mortal Kombat 2021. We love the movie, and we love that they use actually Japanese people or Chinese people, Asian people, whatever the case may be. But, Raiden, I cannot understand what the fuck he is saying. And it drives me fucking nuts, and I can't get I try not to get too mad because that could be taken as racially unfair on my part or insensitive because he it's not his first language. Maybe
I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh Nick, well you should say like I get why you're saying that. It never personally bothered me, mostly because I had subtitles on and I worked retail for like 16 fucking years, so I dealt with all sorts of fucking different levels of being able to speak English, so I could just, to me, I understood everything he was saying very well. But I can also understand people are not necessarily going to be able to understand certain people depending on how thick the accents are. To which I go, make them speak their normal language.
Yeah, and just put subtitles. Thank you so much.
Just put subtitles. Okay, hey, this main character, he can't speak a word of English. Okay, cool. He's speaking Hindu the whole time. Like, fucking just do that.
Yeah, and then they could do, and then the fucking thing has powers. The movie has powers. Maybe Cole Young can understand if he like goes learn my shit now. You know what I mean, or something like, you know what I mean. There could be something there. With West Side Story, they have scenes, man, where and I like the girl that Jet's talking to. She's a great actress too. I like her a lot. She has a good. I think her voice is better than Maria's voice, and I love Bernardo. Bernardo was great, but they fucking have the scene in the kitchen where he's talking and he keeps going in and out of English. He'll be like, "Man, I'm so sick of work today, man. You know, I gotta go somewhere to go to dance." And then she goes, "Speak English. English in this house only." You know, we're Puerto Rican, but we're American now, so let's speak English. He's like, okay. So, anyways, as I was saying earlier when I was at work, I was really mad because, and he's talking Spanish again. and she has to keep saying it, and it's like, I guess it's supposed to be funny, like how she keeps telling him to speak English, and he won't fucking listen because he's so Puerto Rican and he's so prideful and he loves his race and everything. That he's proudly speaking Spanish because he's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna do this American shit. These Americans are assholes, so fuck them. I'll talk how I want to in my house. Yeah. But the thing is when he's speaking Spanish, and then it gets really emotional where he's in a really big like argument fight where like almost like people are teary-eyed. The thing is, now they're speaking Spanish and we have subs on, and they do not tell you what they're saying. Like the movie doesn't, nor
does it just say speaking Spanish or some stupid shit?
Yeah, and the thing is, we're watching this HBO Max. I didn't F movies this. I wasn't like I wasn't pulling no bullshit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna ding this movie hardcore for that because that's so fucking stupid that you guys did that. And I was thinking about movies like, what else does this, and do they do it right? And I watched Training Day. I did this last night. I went in my room. I had my DVR, and I was like, I'm gonna put on Training Day. And I went to a scene where Alonzo, Denzel Washington's character, talks to his Puerto Rican stepson or whatever. I don't even think it's his real son. I forget. People correct me if I'm wrong in that movie. But he's like, hey, mijo, come over here. Blah, blah, blah. And I know what that means because I am Mexican, so I know some Spanish. And he's essentially telling this kid, hey, you're growing up. Like, you're going to see a lot of messed up stuff in this world. And in case I'm not here anymore, like, you got to be strong. Don't cry, mijo. Don't cry. Whatever.
Sure.
Mijo means son. And I've always known that. But I went to go watch the movie, and I put subs on. They don't tell you what the fuck he says in the Training Day either. And that's a very important scene. That shows you Alonzo, Denzel Washington's character, is actually a loving fucking father. And he's trying to tell his kid, hey, you're going to see fucked up shit in life. So what you see with me and your mom or me and this cop or any of the bad shit in the ghetto, just know that, like, life is better than that. And you're growing up, you're going to see stuff, but just stay strong. That's a very, very important emotional scene in Training Day. And, no, let's not tell you what they're saying. We just hope you're Mexican. What the fuck is that?
It depends. Context clues and just you can context clues and just visual stuff. You don't necessarily need to hear a word or two to be able to tell his father's hugging their son, shit like that.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like then don't talk then. Just have him go, okay, mijo. All right, peace out.
I mean, again, either way can work. Like there are definitely tons of times, especially if they have anytime they want to have anybody that's slightly Middle Eastern on there, they got to put in the 5 or 6 fucking Habibis in there just to make sure they're not white. So it's like you can just get that from context clues what they're talking about.
Yeah, but like that really irritated me with this movie where it happens like 3 times. Now, granted, they stop that later on, but like even at the very, very end, there's a scene that happens. Once again, I'm not gonna say whether it's about death or a very dramatic scene, but something happens, and in the most like crying whatever the fuck face, and it's like, it's terrible, and you know what, and it's like, oh, why'd you do it? Like, it's on top of ruining emotional scenes by dancing and singing, you also do it by not letting me know what the fuck is going on. So now, like, is there a rule with this movie? You gotta be Mexican to like this, or you gotta be Puerto Rican, or you gotta be Latino? Like,
well, I wouldn't say that, because like a lot of times when they're talking, like you can easily tell what's exactly going on by like the context clues of what they're doing and everything like that, or like the story that's currently going on. And just like most of the time after like they got done speaking Spanish, they would say what they said in English as well, so it didn't really bother me.
Yeah, but for me, like, it did on top, and it's just another thing to keep interrupting really good scenes. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. This movie is almost a good movie without the musical aspects. It could have been great, but it's just fucking annoying sometimes. They're saying is it funny when musical tries to portray hardened criminals who dance to express their feelings? Like,
fucking thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm always saying. This man just killed like 6 people. He just comes out starts snapping.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what the fuck?
Hey, well, let's be fair. If you see someone basically coming toward you, like snapping and shit like that, about to fight you, are you gonna stay and fight them?
I mean, no. After watching that Freddy Krueger fucking rap song with the Fat Boys, I was just like, oh, I'm still not gonna. Hey, like, yeah.
Look, we're not saying criminals can love dancing, but a movie versus real life are very different fucking things. Well, they're different emotions you're trying to get to.
I'm also gonna bring up hey, I mean, you remember Reservoir Dogs? What happened when that dude turned on
that was
radio?
terrifying. That was terrifying. You're right.
Okay, that's different. That movie's not a fucking musical.
Still though, if you see someone fucking dancing and snapping and shit, like at that point, I'm going home.
That man's already killed like 10 people. Like he's about to murder a man. Not just also like and then starts dancing.
But there's dancing, and there's also flamboyant dancing, and
no, they're like I said, like when it comes to people fighting, there's a couple things. Like if you're about to fight and you see some people doing some certain things, you don't fight. You get out of there. One is basically if they have acrylics on, they start snapping off their fucking acrylics. That means they're literally about to beat your fucking ass. If they literally start smiling hard as fuck, like they've been waiting for that moment for so fucking long, they're gonna fuck you up.
Mm-hmm. No,
And if they put a jukebox down and start like looking through their cassettes, you're about to get fucked up.
Like, yeah, and there's even scenes like there's one scene where these guys dance, and then I'm gonna give my rating right after this because it's actually longer than a recap than we typically do. Those are usually like 6 to 8 minutes, and this is being like 30. So yeah, just so you guys know, you'll know what we think fully right now. But to the musical part, like there's even situations where like they basically someone almost gets raped essentially, and it turns into a song during the rape, like they're grabbing her and like you can hear music in the background and it's like get her on the floor, and then luckily the old lady like breaks it up and then it's not a song anymore. She just comes in and she's like, hey, stop it guys, and then it's like
stop the singing, stop the musical, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. It was like is she stopping them from raping, or she's like, hey, don't be doing that bullshit in my fucking place, you guys are annoying as fuck. You know what I mean? Like what was she it's like
I will say you kind of butchered that scene a lot. They literally the last time they saw that girl was at a dance or whatever. They turn on the radio and say like, "Hey, so I remember you. Oh, how about you show us how you were dancing at the fucking like get together, whatever." And they turn on Spanish music, and then they start messing with her, throwing her around and shit. That's not a song. They basically just kind of like mocking her and throwing her around.
But see, since the musical,
about to assault her.
Cool, but
no.
Like, well, because like every scene turns into a song, even deaths, but yet that scene it doesn't count as a musical scene.
No, they weren't. They weren't singing. They were literally mocking her, about to assault her. So they're just like, oh, they show us how you were dancing, all like at the dance or whatever. Let's see what you got, huh? Oh, you want to come to our territory? Like, go ahead and entertain us with the music that you love so much.
All right, I'll say I'm wrong there. So my bad. I did butcher that, I guess. I don't know. But see how I'm confused because the world of this story is fucking nuts. If someone dropped a baby, be like, "Oops, I dropped it. I dropped the baby on its head. Oops,
I did it again."
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. But it's a musical, so you can't say it's dumb. It's like the Force with Star Wars. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Why can you turn into a gorilla and then shoot lasers and then fart poison gas and then turn into a spaceship? It's the Force. It does mysterious shit. It's like, then what's fucking bad in Star Wars? Can I not do anything and talk shit about anything with Star Wars because it's always the fucking Force? So you guys don't have to tell a story because the Force will tell it for you. If someone is like not related to somebody, or like they want to fuck somebody in one movie and the next movie they're brother and sister, it's the Force. It's fucking crazy. Bleh. Fuck you, man. He's a Jedi. No, he's not. There's gonna be one Jedi until he can be a Jedi in the next movie. What? Anyways, all that being said, I will say, yeah, there was no gorilla and no farting gorilla in Star Wars, but not yet. Might happen soon.
Farting gorillas?
There should be. That would be great. But no, overall, I give this movie a 3 out of 5. It's and it's like
you talked all that shit for a 3 out of 5.
Because you gotta take out all the shit that I said about I just don't like musicals. If you are into
musicals, I put that as part of your review. You don't like musicals, and this didn't change your opinion on musicals.
Well, hey, you don't even give anything a 5 out of 5, so let's just disagree.
That's me though. You like for you, it's like I just expected a lower rating.
Was this not just me, or I
expected a lower review. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you're a bitch. No.
Nobody likes
it. No, they do not. But the reason why I give this a 3 out of 5, though, essentially, is 3 main points. One, unlike, and I hate to do this for my own genre, but like there's a lot of horror movie remakes that happen, and I like them because I like modernizations of these horror movies, but they are all notoriously bad. Horror movies are fucking horrible with remakes. This is a remake that was done well. And I'm like, that is better than my favorite genre of all fucking films. So, gotta give it a hardcore point for that. Secondly, there were songs that were actually done better. I was emotional. You know me. I give points when I'm emotional in a movie. And I'm like, I could fucking cry to this if I was not irritated. But I could actually fucking cry to this. It's actually pretty good. Just gotta give it that second point. I gotta get another half point another half point where it's like, it was almost 3 hours long. And to be honest, with all the story they tell, with having to be a remake and do the same scenes from the first one, blah, 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 I'm surprised this wasn't longer. it wasn't as excruciating as far as length. I was just not in the fucking mood to deal with it. But I can take my brain away and say, hey, for all the story they put on here, for all the characters that they actually have names, that they actually have dialogue, that they actually have story, this did pretty good with 2.5 hours. And the last half point I'm going to give this for too is it actually had violence, and just like the original West Side Story, it actually had like some story. Like there was enough story here where within the Heights everything was a song, and they could have told that story in fucking 20. That should have been a short film. That movie was so fucking bullshit. And same thing with Grease. Same thing with a lot of movies. They're fucking terrible. But this, I'm just like, dude, like you're actually a movie. You're actually a movie. And yeah, that's how I got to 3 out of 5. And I know it's ridiculous. I talked a lot of shit, but everything I
You
gotta
gave
say,
it a point for every hour.
essentially, yeah. If you really think about it, yeah. And it's like the acting too. Tony acting was amazing. And Bernato, what's the guy who had the gun at the end, Jet? The businessman, Mexican or Puerto Rican? Chino. I love Chino. He was fucking great. Yeah, fight scenes were cool.
Fight scenes in this fucking movie?
There's actually fight scenes in the very beginning, in the middle, and then a lot of shit at the end. Like there's a fight scene that's better than the end of Halloween Kills. I will say that. There's a scene at the very, very end that
doesn't seem that high of a bar.
Well, for me, you got to use your one of them. Because I like.
Oh, you're right. I try to think like you.
Yeah, there you go. But no, it's like Halloween Kills. That scene at the end, granted, the fact that they didn't kill Michael Myers is stupid, but like you'll get that scene from Michael Myers, and the movie's called Halloween Kills, right? It's supposed to be lots of killing, lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of gore, and they hit Michael Myers with like 5 baseball bats, and he's like, ugh, and it's like I can understand why people think that sucks. With this movie, it's 3 times as long with twice as much as damage or twice as much as violence for different people, and it's actually shot way better than Halloween Kills is. That's fucking super praise right there. But I mean,
yeah, that's kind of wild coming from you.
Yeah, and it's I hate to say that West Side Story did something that Halloween Kills did, but better than Halloween Kills. So fuck. But overall, I don't like musicals, so I don't like this movie. But it's a 3 out of 5. If you like musicals, you should definitely watch this. I think that this will be on your top list of best musicals ever, because for me it is. Right now, this took over my 3rd spot. This is my 3rd favorite musical ever. But I don't think anything's gonna beat Greatest
Oh,
Showman.
it displaced. What the fuck did it displace?
No, I'm forgetting myself. There was a 3rd movie that I
You
liked.
say you said music.
Yo,
Music,
you know what?
I
Haven't
displaced
displaced Rent, you crazy motherfucker.
No, Rent's my number 2.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm sorry, Rent's my number 2. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Yeah. But Jed, what would you rate this? And sorry for talking so long, Jed. I know you're like, God damn, you can get to me. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fine. To be honest, I really don't have much to say because, like, we already reviewed the first West Side Story, and honestly, my view is pretty much about the same. Like, they honestly made this movie like better by adding in different scenes or whatever. I mean, there are scenes that you kind of missed, like with the original. Like you had brought this up, like they didn't do the scene like at the drugstore where they're deciding like, okay, what are we not going to bring? We're not going to bring knives, guns, blah blah, all that, and they switched it to way earlier in the movie during the dance scene. It's just like, okay, I probably prefer the one scene in the original, but it still didn't take way too much from the movie. They just added it in a point where it just makes more sense. Like you guys are about to fight, and like a whole thing goes on at the dance. Like it makes more sense to do that like right afterwards than further in the movie. Mm-hmm. Everyone in this movie, I think, sounded great, acted great. Anita was actually my favorite because she probably had the most emotional scenes in the movie because obviously what she went through.
Yeah.
What else? All the songs are great, just like the original. There's no song that I actually dislike, which is very vital for a musical. If you're a musical and you have bad music, then you failed. Because musicals, when it comes to story, aren't really strong. So if you don't have good music and then you have a plain ass fucking storyline, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be boring. Mm-hmm. But West Side Story, like the songs are fun. The dancing is entertaining to watch, while silly for that time, seeing these guys holding knives and basically doing like fucking ballet through the streets. It's entertaining to watch and snapping to a skull like, when you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. God damn. And type shit. It's just like, at first you're just like, oh, I'm never going to be scared of you. But then it's just like I said before, if I see someone dancing at me with a knife or whatever, I'm gonna start running. But even then, it's just like, yeah, it's like entertaining movie. I really liked it. I like the added stuff to it. I'll say a 4 out of 5. No, 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, which is
Because this is still one of my favorite musicals.
Yeah, and honestly, I can see why. I literally can see why. Maybe I'll watch Rent again one of these days and really put it to the test of like, hey, like, do I really?
You'll be watching that by yourself.
You goddamn fucking right, you will.
No, because it's like I watched that when I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a musical by that point. I mean, I've seen the animated musicals, but like I've never really seen one. So when I watched Rent, I was like, oh, like I was like literally ready to throw up. I was so fucking mad, and I was trying to figure out ways where I could like watch something and then they don't know. I was literally gonna fake watch it, like, and then Allie called me out. She was like, wait, what are you typing? I'm like, nothing. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking up the fucking story so I can just pretend I know these characters. And then I found out through that is like Rent doesn't even name characters.
Dude, there's a dude that doesn't get a name the entire fucking movie except on an answering machine. I called him a fake Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
He looked just like him.
I just that's
fucking
crazy.
God, that
is crazy, y'all. They forgot to name a character.
I almost walked out of that movie like 4 times. The only reason I didn't is because God kept pulling me back.
Yeah. But moving on, this is going to be a very, very quick recap, essentially, because that's what West Side Story was. It didn't mean to be that long, so we'll get through these pretty quickly, too. This is Belfast. This is directed by Kenneth Branagh, I don't know, but he did Thor, and he did Artemis Fowl, so 2 really piece of shit movies.
No. Wait,
Yeah.
which Thor?
The first one.
Oh, okay, not bad.
Yeah. And he'd been working on movies for a long time. He's acted in movies from like way back, like in the 60s, I believe. So
Yeah.
this guy's been in the industry for a very long time. And I don't know why. I think he did Hamlet. Which is really old. But like, still, I was confused. Like, holy shit! Like, this guy is actually going to be making like this weird, like, like it's a classic movie. I mean, it's black and white, and it's about like Irish people going through other shit. I won't get into the whole thing because there's a lot of information that's going to be kind of like scattered because while I was watching this movie, I'm gonna be honest, the first like 10 minutes I wasn't expecting what I got. And to touch on that, the way it fucking starts off, like if any part of you was like, I don't really want to watch this, it's black and white and I'm just gonna like have this in the background playing games. Actually, my video games right here, I was playing while we're watching it, and then something happens, I'm like, holy shit, you got my attention for the next hour. Whoa, holy fuck, this is a fucking great beginning. Great. Really, really awful stuff happening with these 2 kids are hiding underneath the table while everything's going crazy outside. All these bombs are going off and people like putting fire into a car and it's like, and everyone like fighting and beating the shit out of each other and all that stuff. And it's all happening because of this political thing that's going on with people in Ireland, whereas they don't want what do you call people Catholics? They don't want Catholics around. Now I don't know much about the story, and they do explain a lot of stuff in the story. I just didn't write anything down. I didn't want to like do too much where I'm pretending to know what the fuck's going on, because there's a point of this where like I'm gonna get shit wrong, and I don't want to like lead you guys the wrong way. And I feel like you guys should go see the movie too to know everything about it.
So were the people in this movie Protestants or Catholics?
Well, there's both, because the ones in the house.
I mean, I know they're both, but it's just like the family. I thought they were Protestant.
See, I don't even know what Protestant means. I heard them say that, but
okay,
like, yeah.
So Protestant and Catholicism are different sects of Christianity, and that's as far as I know. I don't know the specifics of it, but they've had beef for a very, very long time.
But essentially, the reason why I say the Catholics is because of the fact that like everybody that was hiding and being attacked on the street, whatever, were people that they didn't want there because they're like, no Catholics, any Catholics on the road, we're gonna kill you. Get the fucking. And then Jamie Dornan, who is usually playing Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, he's in here with the acting prowess of a dead squirrel. He's fucking awful.
So he's continuing his character for 50 Shades.
Pretty much. I gotta tell you, dude, like, I don't know if that's the fucking, like, the model for sexy man or something, but, like, that guy does not emote through the whole fucking movie. And he has clothes on. He's not showing any, like, buffness or, whatever. He's just a dude, just a fucking guy, and he barely exists. Even when he's on screen, he barely exists. That dude sucks. I hate him, and I think he's a terrible actor in this movie, as he is in every movie, because he doesn't have to do anything except for be himself and just change his voice a little bit. But luckily, the story really isn't about him. I mean, granted, he's a guy who's always on the phone saying, like, hey, I'm working. I'll be there soon. I hope to, I miss my kids. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. But really, it's the wife who is just fucking amazing. Is Catriona that's her name. Yeah, Catriona. She's actually really, really good in this. I love the way she is with her kids. I love how much stress she goes through with everything. But Jet, before we watched this, I'm pretty sure we were both like, "Oh, that's gonna be some boring shit." How quick did it kind of get your attention? Say, "No, we're not boring."
Uh, I'll be honest. I actually did find this movie pretty boring.
Oh, I thought you'd start liking it halfway through. I thought you were like cool with it.
At the beginning, I was just like, "Oh man, this starting out something." But then as it went on, like I was kind of like, okay, okay." Uh, yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it's just like I didn't particularly
Enjoy it.
super enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it was all about just this one fucking street and like whatever was happening between the Protestants and the Catholics during that time. And honestly, there were times I found the movie very, very cute, but it's just it wasn't for me.
I kind of get you. I mean, like those scenes where it's essentially cute, which I want to use that fucking word, but like the whole
No,
like
I mean like the scene with like obviously there's a scene where like oh he like I forgot what the kid's name
buddy.
is, but the main kid in it, yeah, Buddy. He has a crush on a girl who he tries to like get his test scores better in order to sit closer to her because he has such a big crush on her or whatever. Because during that time, if you have bad test scores, you're put to the back of the class, and if you have good test scores, you get to the front. Since she was smart, he's just like, I'm gonna study so hard so I can sit next to her and we can basically look into each other's eyes. Blah, blah. I found that very cute.
Yeah, no, and I felt that kind of cute too, but then I also felt like that was a little like I don't know, like why are we focusing on this? Like, granted, the girl is pretty much the reason why he wants to be in Belfast, but I
Well,
feel like
I think they're focusing on him because, like I said, I think he was a Protestant, like she was a Catholic.
oh, that makes sense. And that's the thing is like they are so quick with those scenes that I was like, oh, it's just a kid who has a crush on a girl. Yeah, whatever. Who gives a fuck? But there's something more there, and I feel like they should have touched on more of that too. Also, like her gang, she says she's in a gang. She's like, oh, like you need to join me and join this gang with me, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, what's that? What's this? What's that? What's this? And she never explains any of it. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. You don't explain it, but at least see her do her own things and be on her own adventure. That's not around the kid and not around Buddy. But they never do that either. And it was like, okay, like you showed us a lot in the beginning of the movie, but we're not seeing what the husband's doing outside of like the house, the family house. We're not really seeing, the wife, Catriona Balfe. She's not really dealing with a whole lot at the house, and everybody else is gone. I feel like we should have got more stuff with just her because she's obviously the most interesting character in this movie. And then also like I wanted to see other characters in Belfast. The movie's called Belfast, and essentially it's like, nope, it's this family, and they want to stay in Belfast. But the reasons why they want to stay there are not reveals to me watching the movie. I'm like, well, yeah, like there's a reason why I want to stay in Arizona. My fucking mom lives here, and so does my sister and shit. I'm not gonna
That
make a
that's
movie
kind
about
of
it.
that's kind of what they do in this movie. It's just like the kid doesn't want to leave like the place that he knows that has his family, his grandpa, grandma, his friends, and the girl that he likes.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like this movie shouldn't be called Belfast. Then that was a marketing name because this movie is very barely about Belfast. The only Belfast isms you get in this is in the first 10 minutes, which is great. And I feel like as soon
Well,
as that
I
10 minutes
get
is gone,
near the end too.
oh yeah, near the end, which is great. I think that this is a really good sandwich of a movie, which I'll bring up with Nightmare Alley as well. But yeah, like overall, I feel like this movie is concise and it tells a story and gets the fuck out. I super appreciate that. Perfectly timed movie. The only problem is there wasn't a whole lot here. I'm gonna be honest. Like once upon a time, a kid has kid feelings for a girl because we all go through that, and he doesn't want to leave home. Well, we've been through that. We're all friends on a long distance friendship. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's it. The end. Jamie Dornan's terrible. I think the directing's pretty good. I don't know why this movie was in black and white. Obviously trying to go for like a old school look, especially with the whole like old school like we're watching old movies on TV, blah blah blah. So they can get that Oscar nod, and they did. They accomplished what they're trying to do. But you're not gonna fool me, Belfast. You're full of shit. You're trying to get them to fucking like your movie for sucking the dick of Hollywood. I'm so sick of movies doing that. I fucking cannot stand that. And they're always gonna do it because it always works. Because the Oscars are fucking stupid. Um, yeah, this movie is a 2.5 out of 5. It is average as fuck, but it's one of the better movies on the Best Picture list this year. But that tells you how much I don't like some of the Oscar movies. But yeah, this could have been a lot better, but I liked what was going to happen, and honestly, I was very wrong about what I assumed this movie was going to be. So 2.5 out of 5 for me, Jet. What would you give this?
Well, this is getting a lower score because right now the Oscars just started and I'm missing fucking Beyonce. So right now this gets a 2 out of 5 because of the fact like we're supposed to be done with this at a certain time. We're gonna fucking talk about this boring ass movie. Either way, I thought it was cute at points. But honestly, it was very, very boring to me. I also don't know why it had to be in black and white. I feel like that was they just did that in order to become like an Oscar nominee nowadays because there's really no fucking reason. I think everyone in this movie acted very well, especially the mom. But it's just like, I really don't have much to say about it.
All right. Do you want to talk about Nightmare Alley really quick? Or you want us to get out of here?
No,
I need to know for sure. Are you for real?
the Oscars started. Let's fucking go.
Okay. So, do you care about the Oscars or not? Like, you sound like you want to like.
We watch all these goddamn movies. Yes, I'm trying to watch the fucking Oscars because half these movies are boring as hell.
All right. Well, I guess let's go, y'all.
There's cringe happening with the host. Shocker.
Yeah, but all right. Well, shit. People, we'll be back tomorrow. I guess Alan has a lot more to do tomorrow too. Then, because we're gonna do Adam Patrick today, but we'll just wait for tomorrow to do that.
We'll say that for tomorrow. We'll go through the Oscar bullshit because that can.
Yeah. So with that said, guys, I'm not gonna do a whole thing. Birdman Alley on Twitch.tv. You guys can find that.
Hello.
The music is now playing. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad we're ending. I'm sleepy. So goodbye, everybody. Stay toasty.
I'm gonna be ignoring the fuck out of their Oscars. If Dune wins, tell me. If Nightmare Alley wins, don't tell me.
And if Dune wins, do not tell me. Go fuck yourself.
I'll tell them. I'll call them.
Damn it. Peace, everybody. Stay toasty. Big farts.